Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. My name is Witchania AKA Witchy Pooh. And on tonight's segments of spooky segment speculation, part 1, it actually stars your girl, Witchiana. Now, before we dive into this, everything in this video is alleged and is for educational purposes only. A few years ago, I was watching a horror movie, a trilogy to be exact, the last of the trilogy, during the witching hours, one of my favorite things to do. As I'm watching this horror movie from decades ago, I couldn't help but notice at the corner of my eye, I spot a childlike figure. Me being very sensitive and my third eye being open, I welcomed the spirit in, and no, it was not a demon. This child actor, whose name, of course, I won't say, and I'll be referring to them as them, they, proceeds to tell me that everything we knew about how they left here amongst the living was not true. What does that mean, you ask? Well, follow me here. From what this child actor told me, that their death was made to look one way, when in fact it happened another way. Child actor then asks me to turn the movie off and to never watch it or the trilogy of films again. I promised this actor that I would never watch those films again. Continuing with this, the child actor then proceeds to tell me that in fact they were allegedly SA'd by powerful Hollywood producers and executives. Oftentimes, they would sit said actor on their laps, take pictures with them. The hand would slowly graze up the thigh. This child actor then proceeds to tell me that their earthly remains are still not at rest. Well, what do you mean, you ask? Well, follow me here. As I did my research, it turns out that after this child actor passed away, their grave was vandalized several times, to the point where the family, on the third time, ended up removing the remains, keeping them secret, and not letting the public know for quite some times where this child actor was buried. Now, this child actor is at rest. But before then, what they told me pertaining to the vandalized graves, my research, it showed that the graves, when vandalized the second time, spray painted in red the initials BK KI'd me. Well, the caretaker telling the paper all of this. You see, the caretaker who works at the cemetery been there for so many years that the first time when the graveside was vandalized, it was just smashed into. The second time, the caretaker, the casket was open. And allegedly, the child actor remains look really, really good for someone that had been deceased at 12 years at that point. You see, that child actor had been deceased at 12 years already, and from what the caretaker of the cemetery said, the child actor's hair, skin, nails, it looked like a doll, almost like a porcelain doll. Well, after that, things were quiet for a while. Upon a third vandalism, the family took the child actor's remains and then finally told the public. But what if I said allegedly that the child actor's remains were then in fact swapped out? You see, what if I said allegedly that the Hollywood elites shaved this child actor's head off, used their hair to make a wig to be worn about? This is all alleged, of course. But you see, funny thing is, when I went to go find the research about the child actor's grave being vandalized, media blackout, scrub out the internet. I mean, there were articles. I remember vividly reading the articles about this child actor's grave being vandalized and the initials BKKI'd me being spray painted on it. And now I'm telling you, I can't. If anyone can find the articles, please. Maybe I didn't do the research correctly. Or maybe it was scrubbed off the internet. You see, follow me here. I'm getting ready to land. This current and present alive child actor who was living out of the country a couple of years back did an interview, podcast, and he mentioned how him being a teen actor at the time, if you will, he mentioned the deceased child actor, asking what happened to said child actors from all those years ago. Couldn't help but compliment the executive shoes. Well, executive said that that's exactly what they did with the child actor. Confused, he proceeds to tell said actor that that child actor from the movies from all those years ago, allegedly, skin, hair, teeth, and nails are all to be worn amongst the elites. Speculation and allegations. Of course, no proof of any of this. But here's the odd thing. The child actor continues the interview gives a little more insight. And that interview, I can't find anywhere. It's been alleged that this current alive child actor, who is now living in the US and was in the past living out of the country, you see, after that interview was released about the claims of the deceased child actor's teeth and skin being worn and made out of shoes, not only was this actor immediately threatened, this actor had his entire family threatened, career, and anything or anyone else the Hollywood elites could think of. This interview can no longer find. If anybody can find this interview of this said actor joking about this, or media turnaround saying that the interview never happened and that it was just a hoax interview made up by some tabloid or something, sure. But what about the graves being vandalized? Who's BK? Anybody can guess down in the comments for me. Tell me, who do they think BK is? Who do you think is the now deceased child actor that came to me and told me never to watch movies ever again? Who's a child actor that is alive and well, but was threatened by that little story that the Hollywood elites didn't find funny? You can tell me, guess down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe with your girl Witchy Pooh, Witchania here. Also, stay tuned. That is part 1 of my episode, Spooky Segment Speculation. And like I stated, I don't have any sources to cite in this video because everything was scrubbed off the internet, including the vandalized grave. Oh, actually, I was able to find one article on it, but I couldn't click on it for some strange reason. But yes, it did state that 95, 99, and I believe maybe 2001-ish. I couldn't click on the article, but it did say, yes, the grave was in fact vandalized. And several years ago, I did in fact read that this child actor's grave was vandalized. That part is true. Me not being able to find any articles about the grave now, that part is true. And if anybody else remembers the actor that did this alleged interview that ceased to exist on the internet, that was in fact talking about this alleged incident, let me know down in the comments. And if you can, go ahead and do something funny with the names, just like, it's T, paranormal speculation T. But that's part 1 of my spooky segment speculations. Stay tuned with your girl. Be on the lookout for the 3 videos that I'll be dropping 6/7/2026 at midnight. It's your girl, Witchania AKA Witchy Pooh. Night.